Hey everyone, welcome back to Movie Idol. So I want to talk about episode 3 of The Walking Dead titled Ghosts. I watched it, I guess, last week or whenever it aired, and it's definitely my favorite episode of the season so far. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if there's a difference in my mic quality. If there is, that will probably change with my next video. I got new speakers because before I only had one little speaker that half worked because the left speaker didn't work at all. I can really hear my audio now, and so I'm trying to mix it a little bit better, but I have a different setup and stuff here, so it's going to take me a while to actually learn how to get my audio back to what it was, or unless I can do better. I think my audio's always been a little too loud anyways, at least talking to my dad. He said I should be recording a little bit lower because I guess he knows how to mix stuff, right? So anyways, I'm learning from all of that. And also, yes, I've been away for about a week and a half, but I'm not going to post the reasons and stuff why on here just because it's, yeah, I don't know. Like, if you care to, just go, you can go on my Instagram. It's just that MOVIEidol. I posted everything on there. That's the reason why I've been away. I'm still kind of dealing with stuff, but things are kind of a work in progress. But overall, I feel good to come back and do videos now. So I think that's kind of the point. I've been missing talking about The Walking Dead. It feels so weird. I haven't went this long without doing a video in, I mean, I think the longest I ever went without doing a video was like 4 or 5 days or something like that. It's been like 10 days or something now. So yeah, I want to talk about episode 3, and I also will be doing a trailer breakdown later or tomorrow. I want to get back into the groove of doing videos and stuff like that because these episodes are going to be getting way better. I have a lot of thoughts in episode 4. I have a lot of thoughts in episode 5. I'm really excited for that episode, which before we do talk about it, I guess I should say thank you guys for all the love and support and everything like that. Everyone's reaching out. I mean, everyone's reaching out on Instagram, like all my messages. Everyone's reaching out on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm constantly seeing comments, and yeah, it's just super awesome. It's weird to see that many people care about you, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It really made my day. I appreciate it. So the fun thing about this episode is that it dealt a lot with hallucinations. I guess that's why the title was Ghosts, right? They were able to actually show, I guess, ghosts of Henry. We also got some other hallucinations with Daryl, and this was kind of the fun part of the episode. Like, first of all, we see Daryl cooking, which was, I already knew that was a dream. Of course, I mean, we see Henry there, but of course it had to be a dream, right? Again, they did a lot of fun stuff with Daryl in this episode. Daryl had a lot of great lines, a lot of great moments. There's this scene here with him cooking and all of that sequence, but there was also the story of his father and I guess driving the truck, and he was a meth head and stuff like that. It sucks that it wasn't real because I like when characters reference certain things from the past. Like, I like whenever they mention Merle. I know you can't always do it because you don't want to become a show all about nostalgia. I think if you do that, I mean, you're not really creating your own identity, and you're kind of becoming, well, I can't think of the word, but it's just, you can't come up with new material, so you have to constantly reference, or new good material, so you have to constantly reference things in the past to make everyone happy. But The Walking Dead, they're pretty good for that. They don't reference a lot of things from the past. They usually don't. Like, they'll leave Easter eggs and stuff like that where, like, hardcore fans will be like, oh, I noticed that thing, but it'll never be a part of the actual story. Here, we actually got something with that, with Daryl talking about what it was like to be around his father, who was a meth head, and with Merle, and yeah, I hope we get more backstory on that soon. I think Daryl is a character that you can actually get into a lot more, to be honest. There is a lot of stuff there that you can get into. A lot of stuff in his past. And I mean, you don't have to do a whole spin-off movie or anything on it, but I think you can do a really nice backstory episode because there's a lot there. Like, we know some of the bigger things, but we used to always say that a long time ago, that Daryl probably was very thankful that the zombie apocalypse happened because now his skills in life, the stuff that he was dealing with then, or his biggest skills can now actually be of use, right? That's why I know when the Commonwealth come around, he's going to have, like, most likely the biggest issue with them. They do this 40-hour something walker raid, which was very cool to see. Just this alone, I think, was bigger than No Way Out. I could be wrong on that, but it just seemed like the walkers were endless. And also, if you think about it, it was like 49 hours, right, of this constant wave. They just did not stop. And yeah, that was super cool. I guess in terms of epicness, it probably wasn't as epic as No Way Out because that was really awesome. Plus, they didn't really know how to deal with a threat like that then. Now, obviously, they do. They have weapons. Aaron has this amazing hand mace. It seems like this walker threat is going to be a big part of this season because it looks like some of the walkers have gotten out. Gamma actually tells Daryl and Michonne that it wasn't Alpha who did that, and so I do think, I mean, first of all, she could be lying, but I do trust her. I think the walkers are just getting loose. I think they're getting out there. There's too many of them. Daryl actually mentions that there are tens of thousands of them. So that is way more than I originally thought. If you remember in my episode 1 review, I think, or maybe in some videos throughout that 1 week, I kept saying that, well, there's probably like 5,000, I would say. Maybe 10,000, but that could be a little too high. But no, Daryl says there's tens of thousands, which I also love because we now have evidence that Daryl actually told everyone there are tens of thousands. Because in the comic, what happens is Dwight doesn't know how much there are. He's out there. He kills a ton of walkers. He goes back and he tells Rick, yeah, we did it all. We killed them. He's like, well, how many walkers did you kill? He's like, I don't know, a few thousand, I guess. Or maybe it was like a few hundred or something like that. And then Rick was just like, 100? There were thousands out there. And he starts freaking out because he knows you didn't take care of all of them. They're probably still coming. So I want to see if that moment does play out later on this season. Sadiq is really going through some stuff right now, though. He couldn't do the surgery or operation. I guess they were doing Carol's arm. He's going through like PTSD and stuff like that. I'm guessing it obviously from that Whisper of Pike moment. And I've been seeing a lot of theories online as to whether or not he potentially was involved in decapitating someone. And I used to think that this theory was actually, I used to like the theory, then I kind of went back on it because of that speech he made. But what I think of it now is I think it would be super awesome, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't, because I don't know. I just don't see it being a thing. I think it would be super awesome. Like, imagine if Sadiq was responsible for killing Enid. Like, that would be so messed up. It is very, very messed up, but that's what you want to do with these characters. Like, you want to give characters crazy, dramatic stories, and I think that would be so fun to see Sadiq go through, you know, to see how he lives with the fact that he actually killed someone. And I don't know, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he can't live with the fact that he did that. I don't know, I'd like to see a storyline like that, I think. But, like, again, I don't think they're going to do this. I think he's just going through a lot of stuff. I do want to see where this is going to go, though. Does this get him killed later on this season? Like, I'm just really curious, because yes, you're suffering from PTSD from doing that, but our characters saw Glenn get killed, and that was very, very brutal. Obviously, things like this affect people differently, so, you know, there's that, but I don't know, it almost seems like there's something more to this. But we got the big border meeting, which was really, really awesome, and actually happened way faster than I thought. Alpha saw them cross 3 times during that winter storm last season, which is, first of all, very, very confusing. I don't know how they saw them. I guess one of them probably stayed behind or something like that. There was Aaron and Michonne when they went on that bridge and stuff in the season 10 premiere. There was that, and then obviously with the fire, with the satellite and stuff like that. And Alpha was pretty much cool with it, but she wanted more land. She's like, I see what you guys did here. You guys broke some laws, but I consider context. So we're moving these borders. You're losing more land now because of this. That Carol and Alpha showdown was very, very intense. I'm glad that those characters actually got to meet one-on-one. I guess they've already met in the past, but after what happened, to see each other, to actually have some dialogue with each other. I mean, that moment was super intense because Carol actually shot at Alpha. Like, I can't believe she actually did that. She's not backing down right now. And that's definitely very, very scary for Michonne and Daryl because they kept trying to keep her quiet. But Carol's like, no, we don't have to listen to that bullshit. She's refusing to put her eyes on her feet. And she even, like I said, shot at her. I actually think that Carol scared Alpha in that scene. I really do. But then Alpha says, you better run. And so they move the Pikes closer, which was really crazy. And I mean, yeah, Carol, it just seems like she just wants her dead and she's not listening to anyone anymore. Episode 4's trailer, which I will talk about, it seems to set up the same thing with everyone else, which is more people want to fight back now. So I don't know how much longer Michonne and Daryl are going to be able to keep everyone at bay because everyone is starting to get angry. Everyone's going to start fighting back and Carol likely wants to fight back. She doesn't care. So a lot of this tension is starting to build right now. That's why I'm really excited for episode 5, 6, 7, around there. Because in 4, a lot of stuff's going to happen. But I mean, obviously we're going to see some type of outcome towards the end of this first half. There was a lot of fun stuff with Negan and Aaron. Wow. Like Negan is like, what, did you just trip me? What are you, 12? And Aaron really got to Negan by bringing up his wife and stuff like that. And I love that because you know that is still such a soft spot for Negan, as it would be with anyone else who lost a wife or lost someone, a significant other, right, in that moment. But I think what I liked about this whole Negan and Aaron arc in this episode was that Aaron was able to see that Negan's not really that bad of a guy anymore, but we were also able to see that Negan is still Negan. Like, he's really awesome. I mean, I can see him leading The Walking Dead, and it's such a weird thing, but he's the only character that I can see leading The Walking Dead after Rick. And I would prefer Negan to lead the show over Daryl, which is very weird. I don't know if it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I don't know if it's just the Negan character specifically. Like, I haven't been able to pinpoint it, but when he's on screen, just the way Negan is, it's like, I want more of that. I want to keep watching the show through Negan because Negan actually saves Aaron's life later. And see, I knew that was a total misdirect. There was no way Negan was going to kill Aaron in that moment. Aaron actually went blind from some hogweed coming from the walkers. And yeah, I think overall at the end of the day with this story, I think Aaron has a new outlook on Negan. And I think he could be potentially someone that could vouch for him in the future. But I do see Negan escaping, not in episode 4, but in episode 5. So I think that could change that. I don't know. I don't know how people are going to feel about Negan once he escapes. There was some Eugene and Rosita drama, which was, I mean, I guess I would say it was hilarious, but it's kind of not that funny. Like, Rosita tells Eugene, there's nothing between us. Get that through your head. And then Eugene just responds saying, well, fine, then I guess we're not friends anymore, basically. Like, our whole friendship was based on something potentially happening. So I don't know. And he just walks away. So that is something that's a twist I wasn't expecting. I was expecting him to be, I mean, I guess just the way Eugene is, just okay with being the one that, stands around looking over the corner, helping her out whenever she needs, and just being okay being in that position. But hearing it like that, it made him realize, whoa, yeah, I'm never going to have a chance with her. I got to start questioning some things. And I think this will connect to some Stephanie stuff later in the Commonwealth. I think that's why this moment happened, is that now Eugene can actually get over Rosita and maybe start to fall in love with the Stephanie girl who is from the Commonwealth. That should be happening within the next, 8 episodes for sure. That'll be a big plot for Eugene this season, is talking to Stephanie on this radio, keeping it a secret, and then kind of falling in love with her before revealing it at the end of the season, and then they all go to the Commonwealth, etc. So I think that's what they're setting up here. Also, I do just got to say that I absolutely love Dante. I thought he was a little bit of an asshole in episode 1. I didn't think I was going to like him too much. Yeah, he was funny, but he was more of an asshole then. But in this episode, he was just hilarious all around. I actually really, really liked the character. So yeah, I like Dante. Maybe he can come across as conceited or an asshole in some scenarios, but overall, he's very, very hilarious. He seems very caring in his own way. If Maggie ended up with him, I guess I can kind of see something. But the big cliffhanger in this episode is that Carol wasn't actually going too crazy. Some stuff she was, but she did actually see a whisperer there. Michonne doesn't believe her. Daryl does, but yeah, Carol did actually see a whisperer. So that's really exciting, because we know that the whisperers are starting to enter our territory, and that is something that I hope they bring up soon. I'm sure they're going to, is that they're following their rules so much or so well, but the whisperers aren't. They're entering our territory. Maybe it's just only one or something like that, but they are always around. And I think that's what Alpha means by they are always watching, because if you think about the border scene during the winter when they crossed, who knew that they crossed? I think that's where I'm kind of what? I think it's possible that someone just randomly joined the community, that there is a spy within Alexandria, within the Hilltop or etc. that knew that they crossed that border. And so that's how Alpha knew, because obviously Alpha and them weren't around because it was a blizzard. So I do think there's a spy of some sorts. That's crazy to think, but I feel like there has to be. But anyways, let me know what you guys all thought about the episode down below. Stay tuned for my episode 4 trailer breakdown. I'm super excited for this episode. Again, thank you guys for all the support this last week and a half, and I'll see you guys in the next video.